Okay, if you're in Photoshop right now, you'll notice that if you've opened it up here, here's the little icon. You'll notice that it doesn't look like anything is open and you just see the bars behind and you can see the desktop picture behind. That is what it's supposed to look like. So go ahead, let's just get started here and go to File, New. And this is going to bring up a page, or I refer to them as Canvas. So go ahead and put your name or title it as Hamburger. Okay, and then for this, let's go ahead and let's just use default Photoshop size. You can see that it should change to this. And go ahead and change this though, the background contents to transparent. Go ahead and press OK. Great, now we have our canvas that we are to be working on, all right? So now the basic thing about Photoshop that we need to know is how to work in layers, okay? Yours probably don't have these grid lines on it right now, so I'm going to get rid of those quick. All right, so you can notice over here, this is where our layers live. And this first project, that is what we are going to be working on the entire time, okay? So we are going to be making a hamburger, just like just a hamburger as if we're looking from the top down. So what I want you to do first is we're going to have to learn these tools over here on this sidebar. But the first one we're going to really look at today is this paint tool. So you can see this brush tool here. On your keyboard, if you want it to go to the brush tool, you can press B or just click it. Okay? So you are on your brush tool and you can see, depending on the size right now, it might look a little different. My paintbrush tool is very, very small right now, so it's only up at a 2. Now, a way to make it bigger is the bracket tools next to the P on your keyboard. If you press the left bracket, it is going to make it smaller, okay? Now, if you press the right bracket, so the one furthest away from the P, it is going to make it bigger, okay? So play around with that a little bit. All right, so we're going to be making the bottom layer of our hamburger bun right now. So I probably want it to be this big just to start. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go down here, and this is going to be the color. So let's go ahead and find kind of a color for our hamburger bun here. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to click once and draw with it, but just press one time. Oh, so see how mine was kind of see-through? That's because my opacity up here was at 20%. I want to make sure that's at 100. So if I ever make a mistake on something like I just did here, Command Z will undo it. So now I'm going to press this and I have a nice solid color there, okay? So now I want to add another layer to my hamburger here. So I'm going to go down here to this little, it looks like a little page next to the trash can. You can see that it will create a new layer. So I'm going to press this and a new empty layer has started. So now I am going to make my paintbrush a little bit smaller. So I use that by using the left bracket key right next to the P. And this side I'm going to make it a little smaller because I'm going to be making some lettuce. So I kind of want to draw the lettuce. So I'm going to go up here, find a green color. That's good enough. And I'm just going to kind of draw a lettuce shape here. Now notice I'm making a solid shape. And now I'm going to go to this bucket tool here, and this is going to actually fill in that shape. Now, I see how it still have this little line around here. So just go right on top of it and that'll fill it up. Now, we can get really into this and add some other colors and things like that, but we'll get to that later. Now, it's very, very important. You'll notice that I'm working on these in 2 layers. So let's say I want to move this lettuce. Notice this tool up here is the move tool. Notice as I move this around, it's not moving both my bun and the lettuce. It is only moving the layer that is selected in blue. Now, as you're doing this, I want you to practice naming your layers. And you can just do that by clicking clicking directly on the words, just double clicking it. I'm going to do bun and label this lettuce. Okay. Now I'm ready to add in a new layer. So I'm going to put a new layer here, and I'm going to go ahead and make this the hamburger patty. So I'm back to my brush tool. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, but not quite as big as what my bun was that first time around. So maybe something like that. I'm going to find my right color here, probably a darker color, brown. Okay, and I'm just going to press it right there. Okay, so there's my hamburger bun. So now if I want to look like it's coming right off the grill, I can add a few more details. So I'm going to make this quite a bit smaller. And you can add some details and things like that. Okay, and you can get into that a little bit more here later on. Okay, now I'm just going through this quickly and you'll have some more time to work independently. But I'm going to create a new layer here. And I'm going to make my, let's go ahead and make a tomato. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to make this bigger. And I'm going to start with kind of a red color. All right, and I'm just going to press this right here. Okay, now I want to add a little bit more detail to this one. So I'm going to find another lighter color. All right, so that's going to be kind of the inside of my tomato. But let's say I want to get this exact same color of red that I was using before. I'm going to go ahead and go up to this eyedropper tool, select that red, and now I'm going to make my brush tool a little bit smaller to add in some of those details of like a sliced tomato. And now I'm actually going to put a little color here to even give a little bit more of a variety. Okay, now that doesn't look very good right now. But if you hold, you see how all of these tools up here, if there's a little black triangle in the box next to it, that means that there's more tools to it. And to get to those tools, you just simply hold and press down. So I want to go to this mixer brush tool. So what that means is if I'm working on the same layer, that's going to mix colors together. Works the same way as the paintbrush tool. So now you can see that these colors will kind of blend together. So that's something that you can definitely play around with, all right? Now, to finish this project off, what I would like you to do is to go back and add details to all of these layers, finish it off with a couple more toppings. So at the end of it, so here we got my hamburger patty and tomato. So you'll probably finish off with a couple more toppings. Maybe there's some ketchup, mustard, cheese, and you'll definitely have the top bun. But let's go ahead and finish this project off by having a total of 7 layers, at least 7 layers. And come back to these ones here that we've already done and add a few more details to them. When you have finished this, we'll talk about how you are to submit your projects. But for now, just, explore some of these tools here, have a good understanding for layers, and if you have any questions, please let me know.